Hello everyone, and we are live. Welcome to what is round 3 of the WTF Racing League, and we find ourselves at Imola this week. The drivers have had 2 weeks now of rain, and it was looking like the same this week, but it's dried up. But I wouldn't be surprised if that rain appears yet again. And we'll jump on board with Jonathan Clifford while we introduce ourselves. So yes, Felix is still leading the championship after 2 rounds. Michael is in second place by about 20 points behind it is. And then after that, it is anybody's game. But I think at the minute Felix is running away with it, but he is in the Porsche and it's not the fastest around Imola, but he is at the minute topping the timing charts by a good 8 tenths, but that may just be track evolution. So yes, we currently have 9 minutes 50 seconds left of free practice. In about 4 minutes time I shall be doing the race briefing as always, so you'll hear me waffle on and spout a load of shite, which is normally what I do. And this week we're going to count to see how many times I say unfortunately. Hopefully it's not that many, but rain at Imola does tend to be disastrous at turn 1, at the Variante Tamburello, and then again at Villeneuve and Tosa, and again at Variante Alta. So there is going to be a lot of points where the field is going to get backed up closely, and we'll be on a watch. Last week only 2 tickets got put in, which was a bit lower than what I thought. I did see a few incidents on stream, but I think a lot of people just think it's racing and mistakes do happen. But if you do put a ticket in, championship points will be taken away from the persecutor, so do not hesitate, don't be shy, do not be shy. So yes, it is an 8 race season, and oh my god, sorry gents, I'm a bit worn out, and I think a lot of wood drivers will be. A few of them completed the 24 hours of Spa hosted by FRL. It was an amazing weekend. The likes of James Perry, trying to think who else took part. Kiki Mac? Did Kiki Mac? I'm not too sure if Kiki Mac took part, but his team Celtic Romance did. Whether he raced or not, I'm not too sure. You'll have to correct me on that one. But the likes of myself, Michael races, I'm trying to think who else, Evan Martison. There was a few others. Zach Dell, who isn't with us tonight, he was taking part. A few others. So yes, yesterday my feet were cramping and it was painful to stretch them out, so I'm feeling a bit better today, so I'm wondering how the other drivers are feeling. Hopefully a little bit better than what I am. with James. We have 2 minutes, wait a few minutes until the race briefing, while I eat a butterstollen, one of German's finest snacks, or winter snacks. It's my life on a short schedule. So yes, Micro Races streamed the whole thing. He had about an hour's sleep. His own choice, to be fair, and the fact that he can't, he struggles to sleep. So if you want to watch any bits, I suggest jumping onto him. He is streaming tonight as well, along with Clifford and Kiki Mac, I imagine will be. Felix is on Twitch as well, so if you want to see some of his lines and how he takes the corners, I suggest giving him a follow, as Jonathan Clifford goes very wide there, and the car behind, number 41, Garesmasov, follows him. Right. Hello everyone, running slightly behind schedule, so I'll make this short and sweet. So you have got plenty of time for qualifying. A few missing nights, so I'm sure getting the qualifying lap in won't be too difficult for you. Pit lane exit can be a little bit scary coming onto the racing line, so just be careful, watch out for that. And there is a lot of zones around lap 1, lap 2 where the field will back up, so just be wary. Take plenty of caution around Ferrante, Tamburello and Villeneuve down to Tosa and back to the third chicane of Variante Alde and Aqua Mineralia as well. But yes, you are unfortunately probably looking at another rainy day, which makes 3 on the bounce. I feel slight pity for yous. Not too much though, because I'd also rather be racing. So I hope you all have fun this evening and enjoy, and hopefully someone will be able to challenge Felix tonight, being in the Porsche around here. But we'll see. But anyway, gents, have fun and good luck in qualifying day. Try your best and, like I said, have fun. Ta-ra! So yes, everyone, that is the race briefing over with. Short and sweet. Let everyone prepare for what will be most likely a rainy qualifying. Hopefully not a rainy race, but we'll see. I know Felix hasn't done that much practice, but I don't think he needs it. Evening, Lord Pegasus. How are you doing this evening? FBG, I think he's going to get a quick flyer in before the session jumps to quali. Unfortunately, he's going to be highly disappointed. Mamma mia, what a stone. But yes, back on to the racing. Let's have a look at the event. Let's get the stands up while we wait for qualifying.
Green light.
So yes, as I was saying, Felix is in first, Michael Race is second, there's a big gap to Josh Waring in third, Nat Shirley is in fourth, it's only 1 point separating those, Kiki Mack in fifth, 6 points behind, we've got Jonathan Clifford up in sixth, Simon being seventh, and Ivan Geresmasov in 8th. Simon and Geresmasov are both joint on 180 points. You'll be wondering why everyone's got so much points. Obviously with 50 sign-ups, and it's a staggered point system. So yes, so first place gets I think 95 points and it's staggered from there. So that is why a lot of people have a lot of points. We have Avon in 9th with a penalty about to be applied to his championship points, so that'll drop him down to 170. He won't lose any positions, but we have Robin Moore in 10th, who did not start the second race last week. Vince, who had a great result and then also did not finish, sorry. We've got Dan Bernard 12th, Rene Battenberg in 13th, Crab Arthur in 14th, Angeles Kuderman 15th, Amedio Puglioni 16th, Manker in 17th, Martin Knoyler in 18th, I'm really going to have to learn how to pronounce that surname, Sem Doctor 19th, Tudor 20th, David Francesconi in 21st, TP Racing in 22nd, Amir in 23rd, Bergeras 24th, Lewis Piper 25th, Christoph Stachecki 26th, Thomas Jack 27th, Robert Alavi in 28th, Benjamin King 29th, James Perry in 30th, Ahmet in 31st, Writers Kozlaukas in 32nd, Ilya Radiani in 33rd, and then we have a lot of players who have not raced. So that is the championship table so far. Currently, James Perry starting his, what will be his first flyer. So we'll stay on board. So coming up to Toast there, hard on the brakes after this little pavement section. Trail it in, avoid the curb on the left there, because that will unsettle the car. Coming up to Piratella, which is a long left-hander. Just got to be very patient, be careful not to run wide on the exit, otherwise that will be a track cut, and you will invalidate your lap. Down to Agmon and Rohali, double right-hander, very tricky. Again, patient, careful not to run wide. Then you've got Variant the Alta, another difficult one, but not in the BMW, as you can smash those curbs, as we will see. Look at that. And hoping that this Ferrari will get out the way. As he does. Last corner, wait, and he's a little bit wide there. That'll halt his progress all the way down to the start finish line. And it is 1:44.3, which puts him P1 ahead of Felix with a 1:44.9, sorry. So this will be interesting if James Perry can keep that pole position. Michael Race is currently stopped, so he'll be adjusting his tyre pressures. Let's go further down the field. We've got Simon Beeg. His last lap was a 1:45.6, but it was invalid, as he hasn't set a best lap. He'll be hoping to not invalidate this time. Coming down now, coming in Raleigh. Light stamp on the brakes. Heavy. Oh yeah. Almost ran too wide. But you can put your left wheels on the black asphalt a little bit. Just managed to control the oversteer there. Not many people have been liking the Mercedes. Round Spa was a killer through Eau Rouge. Many people died. But Donington people had a bit more success, with Kiki and Josh both getting great finishes. There we go. Simon put himself in P2, 3.5 tenths behind James Perry. I suspect the Mercs, BMWs and Aston Martins should qualify quite well. All riding a lot of curbs. Let's get on board with Josh in the Celtic Romance crew. After we bang up, what's it going to be? P2 for Josh, 10th. Here's Neil Tamburello. Well, better than last lap in any case. See if he can keep this 10th. You've got to compromise your exit there to Variant de Villeneuve to get a better exit. Down to Tosa. Currently 3/10 up. This will be a... Oh. Robert Olavi's has smashed it there. Track evolution I think is playing a part as well, but people want to be quick. It's raining. 10 minutes time with 2 minutes left of qualifying. Don't think we'll see that rain, but with the race only an hour after qualifying, I can imagine. Oh, he's deep. How he's not lost any time there, I do not know. Currently 7/10 off now after Olavi's impressive lap. Will Josh be able to beat him to pole? He'll have one more lap after this if he's got fuel. Currently 6/10. He needs another 10th. He needs another 10th. Come on, Josh. What you got? Oh, he's losing time all the way down here. He's not going to do it. Not this lap in any case. P2 for now, I think. Maybe it's even P3. P2. 1.15. Go down. See how Martin's getting on. And Malt on this one, he'll have one last chance. Keep an eye on Martin. That's a Celtic romance, mate. We're getting very close to Avon. That to Josh. Oh, that's invalid for Josh. That's very unfortunate. Stuck in the dirty air. Giving a cheeky little flash there to Avon. So let's keep on ball with Avon, see how much he can improve. He's currently 7/10. And James Ferry jumped Robert to P1. Robert's still on the lap. Car number 189. Is invalidated. Michael Races left it late, but he's crossed the line. So Avon coming on the last corner. Only 1.4 improvement. This is a great lap from Avon. Where will this put him? Does he cross the line? P14. Just ahead of Felix. A little bit slidey there from Michael, but a second up and gaining a lot of time. Jonathan Clifford's put it up to P2 at the minute. Oh, and Michael's invalidated. He will not be happy about that. He will not be happy at all. Is Felix on a lap? He is. Currently 1.5 up. 1.6. This is going to put him on pole. He's going to sneak ahead, and he just ghosted onto pole position after being stuck down in P16. Oh, right at the end there. James Perry will be sick of his life. Well, ladies and gents, I think... Oh, Robin still. Robin gets up to P10 in the Ferrari. And everyone, that is qualifying with Felix just stealing pole at the last minute there. James Perry in second. Then we have Jonathan Clifford third. 3/10. Robert Olavi. Don't think he improved off his... Oh no, he did. He improved a little bit over his stellar flying that put him in provisional pole. 0.38. And then we've got Simon Beeg, 0.4 off in P5. P6 is Martin. Great lap from him in the Honda. 0.5 away. We've got Josh, P7, which I'm surprised at. Thought he would have got himself a little bit higher up there. 8/10 off. Benjamin King, P8, also 8/10 off. Dan Bernard in P9, 9/10 off. Seems to be a theme here. Robin Moore in 10th. Keaty Mack in 11th. Crab Athor in 12th. FBJR, who is that? Well, that is his name supposedly. 13th. Thomas Jack 14th. We'll go Paul Trevi in 15th. Tudor Mihai in 16th. Avon in 17th. Then we've got Avon and Ivan right next to each other. P18. We've got Kalamazoo in 19th. Luka Manka in 20th. Amir down in 21st, which I'm very surprised at. Amir's normally pretty rapid. We've got David Francesconi in 22nd, Amedio Puglioni in 23rd, and Michael Races down in last place. I wonder if that is tactical. I wonder. Starting from the back, Rainy Imola. Is that tactical from Michael Races? Hoping to avoid any carnage that comes his way. Currently a minute and 10 seconds before we start the formation lap. So we have two 45-minute races tonight. You've just seen the first qualifying session. After the first race we'll have the second qualifying session, which is 7 minutes long. Ooh, the rain is going to die down. So I can imagine people are going to take dry setups. And also, possibly, dry tyres. There is a mandatory pit stop in both races. Fueling is optional, with fuel set at a minimum of 25 seconds. So if you don't want to take tyres, then the refuel... Sorry, did I say refuel? Refueling is mandatory. Tyres are optional, with refueling taking 25 seconds. So, will people refuse to change tyres to gain an extra 5 seconds in the pits? Something to think about. These races are 45 minutes long. Both of these, we switch between 45-minute races and a 90-minute race, just to give a different format for these guys. Keep it a bit more interesting. And Felix is off. Leading the rest of the field on their formation lap to warm their what presumably will be. Jonathan Clifford is on wet tyres, it says. Oh, Felix is on wet. I feel like there may have been some mistakes, but track temp is about 14 degrees, yeah, about 14-15 degrees I think tonight. Slightly warmer and slightly colder in real life, and also flooding. I really didn't want to put these guys through flooding, so I've been nice this evening. No problem, Prabhu. Pleasure is all mine. We're just about to get underway for the first race this evening. Felix leading the pack. After sitting down in 16th and qualifying for so long, he made the last lap count. Put himself on pole by 2/10. I think James will give him a good race in that BMW this evening. It should have a bit more top speed compared to the Porsche. Going down the straight into T1. James will just be hoping to get down the inside. But Felix might have the benefit of being on dry tyres, on wet tyres, sorry. As you can see, it's going to be cloudy in about 10 minutes, but these guys have been on that lap for approximately 2 minutes or so. as we're about to get underway here. Just coming down the main straight now. It's a very, very long wait. These guys already. Felix is raring to go, and they cross the line, but the lights are further down. When's it gonna be? And there we go, 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 go! Both James and Felix got a great start. He's just going to tuck in for now, cover off Jonathan down the inside here. Is Jonathan going to send it? No, Jonathan backs out. We'll go further down. No contact so far. It's great. Right, back to the top. James Parry's lost a place with a poor exit there. Will he lose another? As Robert goes around the outside. Plenty of space given there by James, very respectful, but he's got a wide line. Oh, and he's all squirrely over them curbs. James currently lost 3 positions, and Felix is away. Still no contact further down. Michael Race battling with Amir, who has now dropped to last place. As they come down towards Aquaman Raleigh now. Clifford in second. Oh, a little bit of light touching there. Be kind, everyone. Oh, and there's contact. Who is that? What happened there? Let's go back. Oh, he just got on the curb. That's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate from Benjamin, I think it was. Yes. So Benjamin currently in last. Felix has made a mammoth lead after avoiding all the battling. Jonathan in P2. Simon in P, getting challenged by Josh, who wants to make up some more positions after having a poor start. So, we've got Crab Arthur getting a bit squirrely on the exit there, losing a place to Dan Bernard in the Honda. Thomas Jack also going through in the Porsche. As Crab looks to come back at him. Surprised the Honda hasn't got great top speed down here. Are they gonna touch? No. Dan Bernard just able to carry a little bit more speed there, but he has compromised his exit, and Crab Arthur's coming back, and he wields, but he has compromised. Pit window is now open. Let's have a look further down. Michael Race is currently up to 17th, so his decision to start from the back proven to be a wise one, although there hasn't been that much contact. So, and as Amir is now trying to work his way back through the field after having a poor start, getting demoted to last. Oh, and a big send. Oh god, Puglioni. That is nasty. And well guys, we're going to say it, that is very unfortunate for Robin Moore. Very unfortunate indeed. As Robin now comes back on the inside. Oh, and Puglioni nearly makes contact again. I think there would have been a few fisticuffs in the Discord chat if that had happened. Thomas, Jack and Harvey are still fighting with Dan Bernard trying to... Oh god, and who is that? Was that... That was a BMW there trying to absolutely send it. So Michael Race is currently on the outside, going down the straight. Towards Varian Tamburello. Is he going to try and switch back to the inside? No, Grezmasov holds his line. Michael gets a little bit wide there. Will he be vulnerable to Mihai? very wide there, almost getting onto the grass. I think he'll hold this. Yes, he decides to back out. Luca Manga, oh god, this is a great battle. So we have Luca Manga, Thomas Jack, Evan Mortensen, and then we have Dan Bernard, Robert Olavi, David Francesconi, all fighting to get into the top 10. Oh, and that's a big send. I think Robert Olavi just gives enough room for him to squeeze past there. And as Dan Bernard tries to go down the inside and trying to put Avon off, up in front, Thomas Jack's trying to make a move around Luca Manga, going around the outside. What a great position gained. Coming down to Variante Alder. I think he'll hold this into the break, and oh, and that's very deep from Dan Bernard, or very early from Avon, as both make the corner. Go a little bit further back down. David Francesconi and Goresmasov behind. We've got Robert Olavi trying to make, Michael Race is trying to make a move on Robert Olavi, hoping that he'll get a better exit down the back straight here, way home straight here. Olavi's still got his hazards on, and Michael Race comes in for a quick pit stop. So deciding to take an early, a few of them have actually, with Crab, Avon and Michael Race is jumping into the pits. So clearly not happy fighting with everyone, hoping to jump a few people. So Tudor High is getting challenged by Benjamin King. I think that's Benjamin making that place. We have Luca Manca currently trying to challenge Thomas Jack. Luca having a great race so far. Oh, Thomas just gets a little bit squirrely. Oh, and there's contact there as Manca tries to squeeze down the inside. I just don't think that the room was there. That's very unfortunate. And now Luca Manca losing a lot of positions. Oh. And who is that? That's Goresmasov going down the inside of, well, everyone. And who? Benjamin King also getting involved, but decides to back out. Goresmasov going wide onto the curbs, that'll send him very deep, as there is no grip, and he'll hope for a safe rejoin. That was, oh god, Luca Manca trying to cover him off with Robert Olavi. Both Astons trying to fend off the rest of the field there. Well, that's Benjamin King going very wide. That'll be a track cut, and almost touches Goresmasov. Will he make a move down the inside here onto the wet line? Unfortunately not good enough on the braking. Robin Moore gets on the inside of Amir Casatras. Finds him now up at P17. Well, what a surprise. We've got Felix 5 seconds ahead on a nice Sunday drive in that Porsche. Jonathan Clifford is currently on the podium position in P2 on them wet tyres. So the two guys who have chose wet tyres currently rocking out the front of the field there. So Jonathan Clifford's gained a 6-second gap to Josh. Josh also on those wet tyres by the looks of things. Then Martin on the wet tyres. Well, the wet tyres have proven to be the right choice, I think. Martin up to P4, he'll be extremely pleased with that after a few poor performances on his part. I think he'll agree. We've got Kiki Mack in 5th, 7 seconds away from his teammate Josh in the Celtic Bromance boys. We've got Simon B doing a great job in 6th. Then we have FBJR, who's gained quite a few positions there. James Perry, who will be awfully disappointed. But starting on those dry tyres, I think that was the wrong decision for him, but they will come to him. But everyone does have a pit stop. So I wonder if James will opt to not take tyres and try and gain an advantage that way. Currently down in 8th after a great qualifying from him. Then we've got Thomas Jack Who is this? Oh, trying to get past. Is that? Who is that? That is Dan Bernard and Thomas Jack battling it out there. Dan Bernard flying past that Porsche there. My internet isn't having a good time. And we are back after that little slight hiccup there, gents. So we have Robin Moore currently on the back of Tudor Mihai. This at the minute is the closest fight, so we'll stay on this. Will he find a way past Tudor? Robin had an impressive first race, but has since his form has dipped down. He had a poor race in Donington, and a very unfortunate clash with Jonathan Clifford going into the chicane, but he's had a great exit here. Will he find the space? Tudor getting extremely defensive there, probably unneeded. That's gave Robin a great run. Will he get the inside line? He has. This move will be done before the corner even comes up. There we go. Hopefully no one misses their braking. And Benjamin King is on Luca Manga, hoping to get a good run down the straight. Oh, and he decides to pit, carrying what looks to be a slight damage there. Paul Trevi is disqualified for some unknown reason. I'll try and get a little bit more information on that. Avon and Gerezmasov are currently fighting after doing their pit stops, very early pit stops from the two of them. Oh, and that is not what you want to see. Luckily for Avon, the sand stops him, but I think Gerezmasov doing the sporting thing and waiting for him. Avon also waiting for a safe rejoin. I think Gerezmasov was wondering why he put his brakes on there, but Avon doing the right thing and letting people through. Very smart from Avon and fortunate from Gerezmasov to tap his back end there in the braking zone. Thomas Jack getting a little bit closer. Oh, James Perry is coming out the pits. That is what the yellow is for. So Thomas Jack currently 0.8 behind Dan Bernard, but in the Porsche I don't think he'll find the speed to get past that Honda, but he will get closer in the braking zone, that's for sure. Currently 0.3 behind. He'll definitely benefit from the tow here. Is he going to pit? No. Dan Bernard currently on wet tyres, so he will definitely be trying to keep them cool as they'll be starting to overheat now. But rain is back in 30 minutes. Oh god. The weather is all over the shop tonight, guys. As Dan Bernard holds his place there, we've got Robin Moore side by side with Luca Manga going into the braking zone. Very confident on the brakes there by Robin. And gets past Luca. FJBR is currently in the pits doing his pit stop, I could imagine. Thomas Jack is all over Dan Bernard again, trying to get past. Felix with a new fast lap of a 1:46.2 as the track starts to dry. I have Amia very close to Tudor. We'll get on that as soon as anything develops here. Oh, disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. Who is that? Car number 97. Oh god, Thomas Jack is all over the back of Dan Bernard here. Grezmasov politely staying out of the way there. But if Thomas Jack wants to make a move, he will have to go on the wet line here. With dry tyres, I don't think that would be wise. So he opts to stay behind Dan Bernard for the time being. But well, I don't think that'll be for very long, as he gets a great exit. Is he going to pit? No. Yes, he is. I think that's wise from Thomas there. Clearly felt like he was going to get held up there. Simon Beeg also on the back of Kitty Mac. 2 Mercedes who will come out on top. Currently 30 minutes left. Pit window opens 2 minutes after the race start and closes 2 minutes before the race ends, just in case there is any lap 1 scrambles. Car number 4 gets stop and go. So that'll only be for speeding in the pit lane, not what he wants. So that demotes James Perry to 22nd. Very, very, very unfortunate for him. That is now the 3rd time, guys. I am keeping count. Key trying to make a move down the inside. Rides all over those curbs as the Merc is. Has he got a? I don't think he has got a good run. But we're going to go down to Francesconi. No. No. So nothing has happened there. Francesconi, Simon Beeg still. As Kiki Mac decides to put it in the pits. That's Paul Trevi and FBJR disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. They must have been absolutely flying in there, because you can speed a little bit and you will get a stop go 30, but too fast and you will get disqualified, as some folk have found out. It's very unfortunate from FBJR and Paul Trevi. Hopefully they stick around for race 2. Hopefully hoping for a bit more luck there. So as people are racing in to do their pit stops, there are a few that haven't. Felix going long, Jonathan Clifford also going long. We've got Simon B going long. I say long, but it's still not halfway through. So clearly people opting for early pit stops, maybe to change out of them wet tyres and opt for dries. But Simon started on dries, hoping to go long. Wouldn't I feel actually pit and change his tyres at all. So who else we got on track? We've got Robin Moore. Robin Moore getting close to Francesconi, part of the Italian crew from SRT. Francesconi having a great race in provisional P5. I'm not too sure what will happen to that after as the pit stops. But Robert Olavi's also having a great race up in P4. Oh, that's a great move from Robin there. But will he compromise his exit? No, he will not. And I think Francesconi will decide to go into the pits now after letting Robin go. Wise move, I'd say. We've got Michael Races a second away from Crab Arthur. His pace in the Porsche tonight has been a little bit disappointing. Oh, and that was very deep from Dan Bernard. Crab Arthur getting the run. Dan Bernard has decided to, well, go very slowly. It's unfortunate for Dan. Felix completing his pit stop. Get on board again with Michael Races, currently point 2, buying the crab I thought. And hoping to get a run now. Will either of them decide to go in the pits? No, they both stay out. Well, I need to pay a bit more attention because both of these have actually completed their pit stops, if I was looking at the MFD. Michael definitely not having enough top speed there to I wonder if anyone tells. Is map 8 the correct map for the Porsche? Or is it 7? Brain teaser for you guys there in the chat. What is the correct fastest map for the Porsche? Is it 7 or 8? James Perry comes out the pits and does the fastest lap of a 1:45.72 with the track. Definitely ramping up there in grip. You've got Simon B currently in first after not completing his pit stop. You've got Robert Olavi in second, Robin Moore in third, Amir Castras in fourth, Clemazou in fifth, also not completing his pit stop. You've got Puglioni in sixth, also not completing his pit stop. You've got James Perry, who's had an absolute disaster of a race, I must admit, after missing last week. But I'm sure he will be feeling the strain after a just see yellow flags, got panicked after an exhausting 24 hours of spa. I'm sure his body will be aching, but we're going to jump on board with Michael as he's also on the back of Crab, still no closer, no further away. Good consistency from those two. So, who will be the next of the top guys to pit? Felix has pit and he's currently 10 seconds behind Jonathan Clifford, who was in P2 before the pit stop. So that gap has now opened up to 10 seconds. I really thought people would have challenged him this evening being in the Porsche around Imola, but evidently the guy is just quick. So you've got Jonathan Clifford, what will be P2 after people complete their pit stops. Unless Simon B has anything to say about that. Oh. So yes, James currently in 22nd. Then we have Ivan Kresmasov in P21 after having a few little dings with Avon in P20. I'm sure Avon will put in a ticket for that. We've got Tudor in P19, Luca in 18th, David Francesconi in 17th after we complete halfway through the race now. We've got Benjamin King in 15th, Benjamin King in 16th, sorry, Dan Bernard in 15th. Michael Races worked his way up from 14th all the way from the back of the grid. Great racing from him, but I'd expect nothing less from the king of FRL. Crab Thor holding in off 13th place at the minute, doing a very great job. Got Keaty Mack in 12th, Thomas Jack in the Porsche in 11th. We've got Josh Waring in 10th, Martin in 9th, who's doing a stellar job in that Honda there. We've got Jonathan Clifford in 8th currently, Felix in 7th, obviously a few still not to pit. Puglioni is one of those. We have Amir in P4, Kalamazoo in P5, which I evidently missed out. So Robin and Simon now in to do their pit stops. Where will these two come out? Michael race getting a little bit closer. Clearly having a better time with the track evolution. He will be hoping, praying for a dry race tomorrow, by what will be in game tomorrow. Will Crab go defensive here? No, clearly finds himself far enough back. Michael currently using high-mo setups for that Porsche. So yeah, dialed in. It is an extremely hard car to set up. So I think there's about 5 with that. Split the bill and purchased a high-mo setup pack. One of them being me, even though evidently I do not race these days. Too much time on my hand, but Michael is getting closer. That is now point 1, point 2. He hoping for a good exit out of the back running the Raleigh down to Variante Alta. Will he feel with the Porsche's brakes being able to get down the inside, but no, he thinks better of it. Hoping to put Atho off. See Michael there avoiding all them sausage curbs. Clearly not a good idea, but as Benjamin King is on the back of Robin Moore, as Robin gets a little bit wide there, he'll try and go down around the outside in that running Raleigh. I'm getting lost. As Benjamin King does go down the inside of Ravazza 1 and holds his position coming out of Ravazza 2 down the main straight. Will Robin have enough top speed to try and fight him again? Michael Race is also point 4, still behind Krabothor. Mia finds himself in the pit for some reason. Benjamin King getting a little bit deep there. That'll give Robin a good run down into Villeneuve. Let's go back, as we just missed that move from Michael. What happened here? Oh, Crab getting all over those sausage curves. Got a little bit squirrely. I'll give Michael the run down. Down to Villeneuve. Oh, it just gets on the gravel there, and that will see Michael through. Unfortunately, Crab made that move far too easy for Michael after getting on the gravel for a squirrely exit. Felix currently P2 after Robert hasn't pit. The last of them coming into the pits now with Kalamazoo and Puglioni. We've got Kiki Mack all over the back of Thomas Jack. Kiki Mack trying to go around the outside, never a wise decision into T1, but great on the brakes. Alright, good old honey badger move that is by Kiki Mack. Gets himself up into P7. Will he be able to hold Thomas Jack through these tight twisty sections down into Tosa as well under heavy braking? As everyone knows, the Porsche is great. Oh, and that is Kalamazoo coming out the pits. I always get excited when I see a yellow flag. So, oh, and that is Kalamazoo, I'm guessing. Is it? No. Puglioni with a stop go 30, and that will be for speeding in the pit lane. It's very unfortunate. That will put him at the back. James Harry still going, which is good to see. Doesn't hold the fastest lap no more though. That goes back to Felix with a 1:43.27. and he's about to go even quicker, going to the delta. We've got Tudor Mahai on the back of Kalamazoo, and that is my terrible internet. I think it might be ACCTV, and Ivan Geresmasov is all over the back of Avon. Hopefully these two don't collide again. Sorry, not Geresmasov. I don't think it was. It's definitely a black BMW, maybe it was. Kiki Mac and Thomas Jack trading places. Unfortunately we missed that. We'll get on board with Tudor Mihai. It's currently all over the back of Kalamazoo in the McLaren, but I feel as though the McLaren should got a better exit down the straight there. As they go past Bassa, Variante Bassa, and I don't think Tudor is quite close enough to Kalamazoo to make a move, but he's got a great run coming out of Tamburello. Will he try and go down the inside? No, he thinks better of it. He gets Kalamazoo all offline, hoping to make a move down into Tosa, but that will not happen. Hopefully he gets a better run coming up to Peratella. These two having a great old scrap. Currently the closest fight that we have this evening. Oh, you don't want to make a move there. Very difficult to make a move stick there. As Tudor just gets very wide coming out of Aguaminarale, and that will give his position up for the time being. We've got Simon Beeg and Martin going side by side. Very brave from the two of them, very respectful racing. Martin looks to pull up the inside, but thinks better of it. You've got Josh just behind them as well, hoping to pick up any scraps between them, but Martin's got a great run there. Simon will have to go defensive. This will also open the door to Josh, but I think Josh got a little bit squirrely under braking as Martin goes around the outside. What a great move, and I think that is done. Simon now will be under pressure from Josh. Oh, Simon all over the back, trying to make a move around Aguaminarale. No, they do not touch. This is great racing from the three of them here. But we'll see a move up the Variante Alta. As they come down to Rivazza 1 and Rivazza 2, who has the better run? Let's go on board with Simon. I think this Honda will be away now. But Josh is looking very racy behind Simon, trying to go down the inside. Will they make contact? No. But Simon's offline, and this will give Josh a great run down towards Villeneuve. I doubt he'll decide to make a move through here. No, he decides against it. It takes a bit too much to have sausage curbs, but as my internet goes a little bit hairy, I will definitely have to get this wired up to save these issues from happening again. But these two, Simon and Josh, are inseparable at the moment. Oh, Tudor gets all out of shape. Let's watch the replay. Oh, and Kalamazoo runs wide, and as we all know, the McLaren cannot go. No, 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 no. I think my game has crashed. Try and quickly get on board. Sorry about this, gents.
Green light, go, go, go.
There we go. Sorry about that, gents. Don't know what happened there. But we are back, and Simon and Josh cannot be separated still. As Josh trying to go around the outside, will he hold his line? But this also means he's got the outside for Piratella, which you do not want to be. There is no grip round there. Trying to get the switch back. Coming down Aqua Minerale. And nothing that comes of that. Michael races currently into P8 now. Great race from him. Alavi's still in the pits. So we've got Felix back into P1. Jonathan will be in P2. Martin P3. Simon and Josh still battling away. It's great racing from these two. Mia all over the back of Francesconi as we jump away from Simon and Josh. Where will Robert come out of the pits? Down in P8 now from Robert. Josh still all over the back of Simon. Will Simon be able to cope with this pressure for the rest of the time? Trying to make a move down into Tosa. Will he get a better exit? Are both running TC6? Oh, Josh potentially getting a little bit wide there. I wonder how many track bonds he's got. These two very balanced, and look at that. Key is enjoying this fight as he comes back. Both him and Josh teammates from the Celtic Romance. Currently the closest fight on track. Trying to make a move, but unfortunately doesn't have the stopping power. Down into Ravazza. But Josh seemingly going to get the advantage of a slipstream here. Will it be enough to get him past going in to Tamburello? I think it might. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's tried this before, but he'll put Simon offline. Oh, Simon going just a little bit deep there to cover off Josh. Great defensive work from Simon there. This battle continues. Felix currently 22 seconds ahead, and that gap is only going to rise, I think. But he is prone to mistakes. We're seeing that last week at Donington after he was leading the race. Oh, Josh getting very close to Simon now. He'll definitely fancy his chances here. Up the inside. Oh, a little bit of door banging as Josh tries to give him as much room as possible, but unfortunately rides the curb, and that's a great move by Simon to gain the position back. And these two, as we're seeing in the distance there, Kiki Max starting to join the fight, but Josh has got the inside line. He should hold this. Oh, both trying to leave as much room as possible, but here he is, the man of the moment, Kiki Mac. I wonder if Josh has got team orders there to try and defend like a lion. And now Kiki Mac will try and fancy his chances with his teammate Josh. We've got Benjamin King also very close to Crab Otho. Oh, but Benjamin gets a poor exit there. All over the sausage curbs. We'll get back on board with Simon and Kiki. Kiki is very quick in the last stages of this race. Clearly fancies his chances against his good friend. As Crab Otho and Dan Bernard are very close as well. We'll keep an eye on both these. Simon getting very close to Kiki Mac. But as that gap opens up, we'll jump on board, back on board with Simon and the Merc boys. It's a trio of Mercs. Currently 3 minutes and 50 seconds left of this race. It has absolutely flown over for me. I don't know about you guys, but Felix in P1, Clifford in P2, Martin P3, Josh P4. What we're watching now with Kiki Mac 5th, Simon in 6th, Robert in 7th, with Thomas Jack 1.5 behind him. You've got Michael Races from the back in 9th, Dan Bernard in 10th, Crab in 11th. You've got Benjamin King in 12th, Robin Moore in 13th, Amia in 14th, doing well after a poor qualifying, down in 21st I think it was. Got Francesconi up in 15th, Gamanka in 16th, Tudor in 17th, Clemazoo 18th, Avon in 19th, struggling today, although his best lap is very quick. Must be struggling with a little bit of consistency on that Porsche. You got Ivan Geresmasov, not Avon. Ivan in 20th, James Perry in 21st, who was gains position from Puglioni, and FBGR is still sitting in the pits hoping to take advantage of race 2. So there's Crab Arthur and Dan Bernard are very close. Benjamin King closing up as well.
Pit window is now closed.
That there is the pit window closing. So I think everyone has done their pit stops, but Carrothor trying to go around the inside there, try and put Dan Bernard off, as Avon and Clemazoo also getting very close. Will Avon fancy a move down into T1? Don't think he's close enough, but we've seen that McLaren bump over them curbs before. Avon's got a slightly better exit. Will he fancy his chances down the inside? He's going for it. Is he going to stick it? No, he decides not. Avon trying to weave past Kalamazoo here down into Tosa. We've got Michael Races all over the back of Thomas Jack. Porsche versus Porsche. Will he fancy his chances down into Rivazza 1? Hoping to gain that advantage on the exit of Rivazza 2. Down onto the back straight in the slipstream. He looks very close. Surely the Porsche with a little bit of slipstream will get past Thomas Jack. Michael pulling out to try and go around the outside. Thomas Jack going defensive. Michael will fancy a switchback here with a great exit, but no, Thomas Jack holds him off. Great racing. Jump back on board with Avon. as Avon makes the move. We'll go back 10 seconds. What happens here? Down into Ravazza 1. Oh, and well, that is Kalamazoo just getting on the gravel there, and that will be Avon's easiest pass of the night.
Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
Back on board with Michael Races. Will he get past Thomas Jack? He's got the outside going down into Aquamanera, but that will not be enough. Thomas Jack doing a great job there. Both. What is Thomas Jack's livery? I love that. Stay away is that. And clearly Thomas Jack thinks he is the money man. I wonder if that livery's been done on paint. Michael behind in the Red King Motorsport livery. Me and him completed the 24 hours of sport together, getting on the podium along with Ryan Cooper and Chris Vinan. It was a, well, exhausting time. Michael trying to get the switch back again. I don't think this will work. Thomas Jack proven to be a thorn in Michael's side. Oh, but, well, what's happened to Thomas Jack there? Thomas Jack is, he's reset to the pits. Well, that is confusing. As Thomas Jack, I wonder if Thomas Jack realised he's going to run out of fuel. Well, you've got Grezmasov and Evan switching places. I think we missed that, gents. Unfortunately, but Evan is now flying in the last stages.
Finished the race.
And that there is Felix coming across the line to finish the first race. You've got Jonathan in P2. You got Martin, who's closely behind. That's a very good performance from Martin in P3. So that is your podium. You've got Josh finally managing to hold off his teammate Kiki Mack for 4th and 5th. You've got Simon in 6th. You got Robert coming home in 7th. Michael races from the back. You'll be impressed with that performance in 8th. You got Dan Bernard in 9th in the Honda. You got Crab in 10th with Benjamin King 11th. You've got Robin coming home in P12. Amia in P13, what will be. You got Lugamanga and Tudor still fighting it out. Will Manga be able to hold his position to this finish line? I think he will be able to for P15. Yes, and that is them two decided. You've got Avon coming home in 16th. You've got Grezmasov in 17th, followed by Kalamazoo and James Perry in 19th. Then you've got Thomas Jack, who, well, hasn't finished, unfortunately for him. You've got David Francesconi, who's also in the pits. Puglioni, who is still going. And then FBJR, who got disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. And that rounds up race 1. Well, that was interesting. I honestly thought people would have gave Felix a better run for his money. And as the rain just starts to come down, of course Martin will be very happy with that, getting on the podium. Jonathan Clifford will be pleased with that P2 as well. Ivan saying sorry, I'm guessing that's to Avon. Ivan and Avon. Thomas Jack is the Porsche. Let's find out what happened to Thomas Jack. Thomas Jack unfortunately run out of fuel, thinking that his wind-powered Porsche would get him to the line. Unfortunately, that is not the case, and he sees himself from what would have been 8th place down to 20th. Well, I'll say that Thomas Jack is now the unluckiest man of the night so far. Qualifying 2 is just around the corner with only 7 minutes. Will Michael Races get a lap on the board this time? And will it rain? Qualifying was dry last time. So here we go.
Go.
It's a rain and qualifying session, with rain getting less. So the person who comes up in pole will be the last person out on track, I could imagine. You need to time this right, get the right tyres on, fuel to the end, and go for it. So as people are coming out of the pits, Puglioni, you got Martin up in front there. Let's go on board with Martin, eh? See how he likes, see how the Honda likes the wet conditions, because I don't think it'll like it at all. This is what stopped us from choosing the Honda in the 24 hours of Spa, go for the safer option of the Aston Martin, because we thought that rain was going to be imminent. It actually only rained for about an hour of the whole 24, but still getting a P3 in the Aston against a Honda and a Ferrari up in P1 and 2 was still an amazing performance. So we'll watch Martin heat up these tyres on his outlap, and then we'll go for a lap guide. We missed last week's round at Donington, I think, so it's only right that we get this week's in. And Martin will be full of confidence after that podium. Clearly shown he's got the pace in that Honda. He didn't do that many times in AOR last of the season just gone, so it's good to see him improving himself today. Hoping for a similar performance. As he lines himself up to go out of Regatta 2, he'll be hoping for a good exit here. And here we go, down Variante Bassa. No lifts around here. Your first braking zone on the right, the start of the apex, or maybe just before, in the wet. Turn it in to Tamburello. You want to get full power, should be full speed. Then we'll go down into Villeneuve, brake on the right hand side, slide brake. You want to compromise this so you can get fully over the left for the right hander. Coming up to Tosa, the grey pavement on your right hand side, brake just after that, dag it in, don't touch the curbs, especially not in the wet. Now you've got Piratella, brake on the 50 metre board, took it in to the left and wait. You gotta be hella patient around here, careful not to exceed track limits onto the right hand side, but you probably don't want to go over them curves in the rain. Come down Agua Nerali, slight dab on the brakes for the right, hard on the brakes, tuck it in, and take full use of that exit curve, but that is an invalid lap, unfortunately. But we'll follow on through down to Variante Alda, very tough chicane, ride them sausage curves as best you can, probably a little upshift to get on the throttle, control that traction, as we go downhill down to Ravazza 1 and Ravazza 2, brake just about the 100-metre board, tuck it in, take the curb, run wide, and then over these curves. You can take a little bit of sausage curves and then prioritise your exit down past Marietta Bassa and go home straight, and that, my friends, is a lap of Imola, but with Mon invalidating. You only get 2 more laps. That's a P2 from Puglioni with the laps coming in now. Right, so currently we have so you've got James Perry P1 currently. Currently stuck behind, that would be Robin, I think. Robin Moore. But if Robin, where is Robin? If Robin's on a flyer here, he doesn't have to give this position up. And James Perry will be getting frustrated behind Robin and hoping that he backs off. So currently in P1 we have Felix again. He thrives in all conditions, does Felix. We've got James Perry in second, hoping for a better race this time. Got Mon in third. We've got Simon in fourth. Thomas Jack was in fifth, but Dan Bernard's been promoted to fourth. Kiki Mack, oh god, times are flying all over the shop. So we've got Arlavi in sixth, currently a second down from Felix's time. Felix is evidently unstoppable at the minute. I can't keep track, guys. Oh, Michael Races puts it into third. We've got Thomas Jack in sixth. So Michael Races 9/10 off Felix. Felix is in the picks. So where is James Perry on track? So James Perry just ahead of Michael Races. Only needs 4/10, but he's losing all that time gained. So we'll stay on board with James Perry as he comes through his lap. Rain is getting less, so the grip should be better for him. Can he take advantage? He currently needs to gain an extra 2/10. Look like a smooth Aqua Minerale, but he is losing time yet again. With Varianda Alta, tight chicane, can he gain any time over the bumps? Traction down, no. Currently only a 10th. Martin's across the line, so that is him in provisional P3 at the minute, with Felix provisional P1 and James we're currently on board with in P2. But James is not going to gain enough, so we'll get on board with Michael Races. Oh god, that was very close. That was Gillamazoo on the apex there, and Michael will not improve after that. Oh, that's been watching Jonathan Clifford, sorry. So Jonathan Clifford will not improve. So guys, I think that is everyone. So ladies and gents, that is qualifying over, and I could not keep track of anyone there. Time's flying in constantly. So we have Felix once again P1, 4 tenths down from him is James Perry in P2, same place he started last race, I think. He's hoping, well, he's not hoping for another repeat of race 1, because that was disaster for him. Clearly shown he's got 1 lap pace, but hoping that he can have a better race 2. He definitely has full race potential, as he did compete in the 24 hours of Spa. His team did have a few mishaps, I think finished in P6. Couple of laps down. We have Martin P3, Dan Bernard in P4, Michael Races, who actually gets a lap on the board this time in P5. You got Robin in P6, Robin in P7, Thomas Jack in P8. You got Kiki Mack in P9, Jonathan Clifford in P10, Simon in P11. Oh, you got Benjamin King 12th, Avon with a better qualifying position this time in 13th, hoping to stay out with a little bit of trouble this time, even though he is starting middle of the pack. That will be tough. If it stays wet, it'll be tough in the dry, to be fair. You got Krabathor in 14th, Tudor in 15th. Oh, we've got Radiani in the race now. In 16th, we've got Goresmasov in 17th, Kalamazoo in 18th, Francesconi in 19th, Paul Trevi in 20th, Luca Manga in 21st, and Mia dropping down again. So from last time he's qualified 21st, this time 22nd. Hoping that he repeats his race performance again a few places. Sorry, gents. And ladies, of course. Got Puglioni in P23. And in P24, you got FBGR. So I'm going to go for a quick toilet break. It is raining, and it's heavy rain. Well, it's greasy, sorry. And it's going to stay greasy for the time being. Who will choose what tyre? This is a risk. Be right back. 1 minute 30 till the race starts.
Seconds. 20 seconds.
Ladies and gents, as we see, Felix dropping his wheels there, trying to keep his tyres as warm as possible. So Felix opting for the wet tyres again. Smart, as it paid dividends last time. We've got James Perry on dries. Oh wow. Well, this will be interesting. You've got Martin on wets, Dan Bernard wets, Michael Reyes wets, Robin dries, Robert dries, Thomas dries. You've got Kitty Mack wets, Jonathan Clifford on the wets, Simon on dries, Benjamin wets, Avon wets, Crab also on choosing the wet tyres, same with Radiani, Tudor, FBGR, Kalamazoo, Francesconi, all on the wets, but Gripmasov on the dries. Who is that with a little spin? So a very mixed field of tyre selection here. Currently on board with James Perry. Who to go on board with? I'll go on board with my good friend, Michael Races. P5 should be able to see the start of the race from here as well. So currently going past Piratella down on Aqua. Sorry gents and ladies, down at Aqua Minerale, currently halfway through the lap. I think those on dry tyres will be going backwards this evening. No, not again. No. Come on in now, you piece of shit. Oh. Alright. Little panic. Panic is now over. So as they all go 2 by 2, marching in through the arc, right onto the arc, sorry. Right, hoping for no more internet problems here, because we almost missed the start of the race there. So, who will get a better start? James Perry is looking very eager there. James Perry looking very eager indeed. As they come up to the lights any second now. 3, 2, 1, and they are go. James Perry, and who is that? Thomas Jack getting a great run on the inside there, through the middle. James Perry trying to make a move on Felix. Oh, there's a little bit of contact further back there. But James Perry trying to challenge Felix there. Tell you what, Thomas Jack's had a great start. As we go further back, that's Amia off onto the grass. And we're all good. Back to the start. James Perry currently trying to challenge Felix. Still no major issues. Getting back on board with James here. Currently on the dry tyres. So as they go back, all bunched up still. And look at these, absolute scrap. Kiki Mac trying to go around the outside there, and that's a great opportunistic move from Kiki, but will he hold his line? Got James Perry getting very close to Felix, clearly feeling some grip there with the dry tyres. Is this an absolute wonder class from James Perry? If he's going to do it, he's going to have to do it soon, I feel. But that BMW, I think, will fly past this Porsche. Felix finally having a run for his money here, with James Perry gliding around the inside there. Under brake and holds his position. And we're going to stay on this for the time being. Jonathan Clifford getting very close. And there is yellow flags everywhere. Oh God. Oh, and there is... Well, that is Kalamazoo and Luka Manka into the gravel. So James Perry currently up top after getting a position from Felix. Felix will definitely be wanting redemption there. Maybe choosing the wrong tyres to go on.
Pit windows open.
Evan. So we've got Evan. Who is that? We've got Tudor. There's a four-way scrap. As Tudor gets a better exit. Coming up like Miller Orley, I think that move will be done. Yes. Oh, Crab gets a little bit wide and squirrely. Oh, and almost make contact there with a very colourful Christmas looking like BMW. As everyone's feeling racy today, and that is Gerasmusov. Oh, and there is contact. Oh, luckily nothing comes of it. You got Michael Races. Is that? No, that's Evan. Evan going back. So, Jonathan Clifford and Kiki Mack jumping into the pits. I feel like they've got the wrong tyres on. So you've got Michael Races up in P5, you've got James Perry still in P1, you've got Felix in P2, that's quite a big gap there. You got Martin in P3. Thomas Jack in P4. Oh, Martin getting a little bit screwy. This will give Thomas a good run. Martin going very deep. Thomas will have a great run here, getting the inside line down onto Piratella. Will he hold it? A slight rub. And Martin will get very deep. That'll invite Robin Moore to try and go down the inside up there, Aqua Minerale, but oh, there's a slight little knock, but Martin will hold the line and evidently might have a few track warnings there. So we've got Dan Bernard. Well, that's Dan Bernard hiring a little, no, it's Benjamin hiring a little flash out there. Oh, gets a little squirrely there. Simon will be all over the back of this. Down into the Ravazza. Thinks better of it. Benjamin with great braking there. So you got Felix deciding to pit, thinking that he's on the wrong tyre. But James Perry's also on the dries. James clearly finding more grip there in that BMW. Coming up to a back marker already. Kalamazoo hoping to get out of the way. James Perry giving him a little flash there. So a lot of people jumping into the pits, clearly choosing the wrong tyres. This will throw a spanner into the works, won't it? So you've got Paul Trevi evidently flashing Francesconi here. I wonder what happened there. Maybe a little bit of foul play thought by Paul Trevi there, by Francesconi, but nevertheless still getting on with it. So you've got Kiki Mack finishing his pit stop. You've got Jonathan Clifford 1.5 ahead. So a lot of people choosing dry tyres. Michael Race coming out of the pits also on the dries. Well, and that's Jonathan Clifford getting up the inside of Dan Bernard. Oh, and that is Kiki Mack, who evidently misses his braking by an absolute mile. He'll be kicking himself there as Pugutoni comes out of the pits. So you've got Dan Bernard fighting with Jonathan Clifford here. Two very experienced racers. You've got Paul Trevi on the back of Francesconi. High Vice is starting to crack. James Perry currently holding the fastest lap of 1:45.5. Where is Felix? Felix is a 1:56.3. Clearly struggling. Currently on board with Paul Trevi. This will be a great opportunity for these guys if they can capitalise on other people choosing wrong tyre choices. But up top, you've got Rowan Moore. Dan Bernard is all over the back of Jonathan Clifford. But not close enough to that Lamborghini. Lamborghini is very quick in a straight line as well, so I can't see a move happening there. Ivan going very slow, I think. Was that? Oh, getting a little bit squirrely over the curb. So James Perry currently got a 7-second lead to Thomas Jack. Robin Moore behind Thomas Jack in third. You got Robert in P4, Simon in P5. You got Kiki Mack all over the back of Benjamin King as well. So these guys fighting. Wonder if they're thinking they might should have stayed out a little bit longer, because now they are just going to lose time all throughout the rest of the race. Give chances to people further down. We'll get on board with Dan Bernard. See if we can try and get both these. I've got a better idea. Kiki Mack on helmet cam. There we go. So coming up with Variante Alta. Oh, Kiki Mack just misses his brake in there. It's not what he wants. And well, that releases Benjamin King to come after Dan Bernard and Jonathan Clifford. Let's see what Benjamin King has got in that Audi now. Ivan Razmusov getting very close to FBGR. FBGR clearly thinking defensive here. Is Razmusov going to run? Oh, onto the... Oh, that's unfortunate as he just gets onto the curbs there. And well, that fight is over for the time being. Francesconi and Paul Trevi having a little fight. What happened here? Oh, a little spin. It's very unfortunate. And well, it's a very inviting move for Paul Trevi. Let's see how these two do. See if Francesconi makes any more mistakes in that Ferrari of his. Oh, we've got Benjamin King, Kiki Mack. Got a yellow flag for Razmusov. Oh no. Let's go back 30 seconds to see what happened here. I feel like you might have just missed his braking or got over them sausage curbs too much. Yep, sausage curbs are a killer. And that was almost a very, very unsafe rejoin there, but we have fights everywhere now. We've got Francesconi, Paul Trevi and Emir Casataras. There we go. Very close to each other. Then also we've got Dan Bernard, Benjamin King, Kiki Mack fighting. Currently on board with him here. Hoping for a better race this time. He's got a run on Francesconi. Will he be the leader of the breakers? And well, that move is done, but he's a little bit deep. He's going to invite Francesconi over again, but I think he's got that covered. So on board with Kiki Mack. As these four fight on. Got Radiani all over the back of Tudor Mihai as well. We'll keep an eye on Dan Bernard and Kiki Mack as Tudor feels the need to go defensive. Radiani might get a switch back here, but no, it looks like Tudor's had great traction out of Barry and Alda. Will Radiani be the better breaker? Getting very close, but going a little bit deep. That'll give Tudor a little bit of a breather. But Tudor going a little bit wide on the Ravazza too. They'll still give Radiani the run down the straight with the slipstream. This might be enough, but the Aston is quick in a straight line, as you can see, and for some reason Radiani is in lap 2. I feel like Radiani has made a slight mistake there with a BMW. Stopped to go for car number 41, beating in the pit lane. Oh, that's Ivan Krasmasov. It's very unfortunate for him. James Perry going very, and I thought there was going to be contact there. Radiani keeping us on my toes there. Kiki Mack still behind Benjamin King, putting him under loads of pressure though. Staying on board at the minute with Tudor. Oh, Radiani almost losing it there. Down at Piratella. We've got James Perry coming up behind, so you should let James pass there. Yep, good lad. So back on board with Kiki Mack, no development here. This will go on and keep going on. You've got James Perry currently the fastest man on the track with a 144.495. Felix with a 144.985. So currently half a second between their fastest laps. James currently going through the back markers before he pits. Clearly happy on those dry tyres, probably over pressurised. So James making up for amendments after a poor first race. Clearly showing what he's made of this one. Could have been a huge haul of points there as we get on board with Tudor. These two coming up bits, yes they are. So back on board with Radiani and Tudor Mihai. After letting James Perry go past, this fight remains. Kiki Mack getting a little bit closer to Benjamin King, but not enough. We'll keep an eye on positions elsewhere as well. But currently, this is the closest race. But Dan Bernard has made a slight mistake, and that will invite so. Well, this is a four-way fight, guys. We cannot ignore this. But Radiani side by side. Just pushes Tudor past. Oh, there's slight contact. There is slight contact, but I think all in all that's pretty fair after Radiani pushed Tudor wide on the exit of the Oriental there. But Radiani's got a great exit here. But like I said before, that Aston is extremely quick. Hopefully there'll be no bump drafting. It's very close. It's very close. Tudor is very offline here, but Radiani's had a poor exit braking on them curves. And well, so back on board with Kiki Mac, Benjamin King, Dan Bernard and the rest of them. Well, Benjamin King and Kiki Mac fighting has released Dan Bernard and Jonathan Clifford. Currently a second gap between them two, which did not show up on the deltas previously. So back on board with these two. Radiani in the Honda. I've never seen him drive the Honda actually. Last time I seen him he was in the BMW, I think, if that is correct. Oh, but that is... Did they make contact there? Let's have a look. I don't think they did. No. Just both very deep on the brakes and following each other. Oh god. And there is contact on the curves. And Radiani is really not happy here. Let's have a look. Well, it's close. I'm sure there'll be a steward's decision, but what happened there with, I think Roberts just came out of the pits. So Kiki Mac and Benjamin King, their fight still is close. No separating those. Radiani and BF JR is getting very close to Puglioni. Will he make a move down into T1? Trying to go around the outside. Very difficult to do unless you're absolutely nearly braking here, but it does put the other driver offline. Oh, a slight contact, but rubbing is racing. Oh, an FBGR could have done that there. And Radiani, and there is more contact. Oh, that is, well, that is Radiani's fault, and he is all to blame. Getting very late on the brakes. So Kiki Mac, let's see what these two are doing. Again, there is just no separating them. You got James Perry still up front, you got Robin Moore in second, Simon Beek in third, Amir in fourth. You got Thomas Jack, I'm guessing came out of the pit lane, yes. So Felix is currently in P6, proving that you can have a, what would be a lackluster performance from him. Normally always find himself in the top spot, but he has proven last week that he can make mistakes, and he's done it again. Not necessarily mistakes this week, but a wrong tyre choice. As we can see here, Jonathan Clifford, Dan Bernard, Benjamin King, Kiki Mac fighting it out for what is P11 currently. Obviously pit stop still to be done by James Perry, but I'm going to presume that he will still hold P1 after his pit stop. Myself do being a great sportsman-like competitor and letting these four fight it out, as he is a back marker currently, finding himself down in last position. Oh god, another more contact. What's happened here? Let's go back 30 seconds. Oh, and that's very unfortunate. Radiani just taps Tudor. hoping that he's not going to stay there for cars coming past. No, he just gets out of the way there of Avon, I think that is. Yes. So you've got Robin Moore and Simon B coming out of the pits. Going into the pits, sorry. So you've got Thomas Jack currently in 4th. You got Felix in 3rd now after a few pit stops. So Felix will be in, well, depending on where Amir and James come out. Felix currently in, I'd probably say, provisional P2 with Thomas Jack provisional P3. So Kiki Mac, these two, these four, still can't separate them. You got Simon Beeg and Robin Moore getting very close to each other. That gap's appeared out of nowhere. So we'll see how this develops. We'll keep an eye on the deltas between Kiki Mack and Benjamin King, Dan Bernard and Jonathan Clifford. Currently side by side, going into Miranda Alder. Very clean. This will also invite Michael Races, who's got a great run, but he can't get past everyone. He's going to have to back out, does so wisely, and he thinks about going onto the grass and doing a George Russell. Oh, and there is almost contact between, well, guys, we've got a race on here for what will be 3rd place. No, sorry, 4th place. My mistake. The 3 Red Musketeers fighting their way through. Looks like Michael Race got a great run here, coming up to Villeneuve. Doubt he'll make a move. He might try and put Robin Moore off though. Looks like Michael's getting a little bit squirrely over those curbs. As the rain continues to pour, and probably will pour for the rest of the race now. So overinflated dry tyres seem to be everyone's choosing. What is that? So James Perry has done his stop and he's currently 9 seconds ahead of Felix. Will he hold the lead? We'll jump back on board with Michael Races, Robin and Simon. This is the battle for P4. Michael getting a great run on Robin here. Trying to go around the outside. Robin defending brilliantly here, but that has released Simon, currently a second ahead of them now. Michael getting a little bit squirrely on the exit there, so that'll give Robin the run. Oh, Kiki Mack and Benjamin King have swapped places. Let's see if we can go back. Unfortunately, ladies and gents, we've missed that. The worst squabbling for a very long time. So Michael Races currently got a yellow. Once this has ended, we'll see what happened there. Let's go back. So down into T1 at the minute. Sausage curb heaven. Yep, sausage curb heaven. And that is him. Luckily the sand saves him from the barriers. And he finds some tarmac on the exit there. Very smart. To not lose too many positions. So you've got Robert currently 0.8. That looks a lot closer than 0.8. 0.4 behind Martin. Honda versus Aston, both extremely quick in a straight line. You got Paul Trevi and Pugliatoni. Oh, and there is contact, and well, I don't think Pugliatoni will be too happy about that. But you've got Amir getting very close to Kalamazoo. Will he make a move down the inside? Thinks better of it, but that's put Kalamazoo offline, and that'll be an easy overtake for Amir. But looked like Kalamazoo was going to get a better exit there, but is it not Kiki Mack and Dan Bernard this fight? Well, Benjamin King has clearly been a roadblock for Kiki Mack there. Now that Benjamin King's dropped 2 seconds down the road there, Kiki Mack is on a charge, trying to get Dan Bernard now. Let's get on board. Actually, let's go TV cam, even though these TV cams don't really like my internet connection. As you can see, it's still raining. 16 minutes left of race 2. This is the closest fight we have, guys, and well, it's probably been the closest fight of all race. Unfortunately, we missed Kiki Mack's overtake on Benjamin King. And now, these three. Can Jonathan Clifford survive the pressure from Kiki Mack and Dan Bernard? This is now for P9. Got Tudor Mahai getting very close to FBGR, and Paul Trevi behind him. Paul Trevi gets a great run going down into a very end Alda. He gets up the inside and he makes that move 6. So now next target for Paul Trevi. Well, Kiki Mack's done that, made that move, so let's see how he done it. Down into T1 after the slipstream, I'm going to take it. Kiki Mack also, Dan Bernard also benefiting from the slipstream. Kiki Mack pulls on the inside, late braking, and well, that is that move done. So Kiki Mack now up into 10th, and he will chase after Jonathan Clifford. So now FBGR, how are these three doing as their fight rains on? Hey, that's Paul Trevi. Paul Trevi ahead, but PBGR, FBGR, sorry, not PB. This fight rains on. James Perry still currently with the fastest lap of the 144.495. That has not changed, so I feel like the conditions may have gone slightly worse, as these two cannot be separated. This is great racing from Trevi, FBJR and Tudor. Currently your closest fight. Will he pull out the inside? No, he decided it's better of it. But he will have the run on the big home straight. Oh, and that there is, you can see Paul Trevi getting very squirrely. Will now Tudor have the run on Paul? He is getting closer. That Aston is very quick in a straight line. I think he might have the top speed to do this, you know. You should be so Paul Trevi goes defensive. Misses his braking by. Oh, they both follow each other. Everyone's off. Everyone's off. Oh my god. And that, well. Oh hey, let's have another replay of that. And look at them. Look at all three. Luckily. Oh. So Amia's now getting involved as well. We've got up top Robert Olavi, Robin Moore fighting it out. But we cannot get away from this battle for P17. So these two are a lot closer this time. Robert Olavi thinks better of it, going into what looks like T1. No, sorry, that is the Villeneuve. I think. Maybe wrong. Here is Villeneuve. So Robert's still on the back of Robin. And there's been an overtake here. Let's go back 10 seconds. Oh, and that is FBGR getting very deep, and that will invite Paul Trevi, but FBGR's got a better run going down the home straight. He's trying to go around. Oh, and that is very close. They almost touch. And well, that got very close indeed, didn't it, guys? Currently for 15th, this is. As FPGR is trying to do everything to put off Paul Trevi. Still don't know FPGR's name, I'm going to have to find it out. Doesn't feel right calling him by his, what will be, initials. He's got a better run here. Will he try and go down the inside there like Mineral in? No. He makes a smart decision. And as we can see, Amir in the background as well, fighting with Tudor. Oh, and there's been contact. That's it. Oh yes, and that, well, it's not what you want to see, but no positions gained there and no one lost it. So back on board with these guys. Down the straight we go. Oh, there's flashing going on here. So FBGR trying to go around the outside. Oh, he just gets squeezed a little bit. I'd say that's borderline fair racing. And now we're looking at a four-way fight. Mac going, Amir going for the switchback. Gonna try to go around the outside of Tosa now. Oh, Amir with a great exit. Can he? Let's get on board. Oh, and there's been contact. Oh, and that is, well. Oh well, that is unfortunate. Tudor coming out probably the worst of everyone there. I think Amir might want to give that position back. And well, Tudor decides to cut the chicane altogether. What is happening, gents? What is happening, ladies and gents? So Tudor currently on the outside with FBGR. No, Tudor on the inside, sorry. And well, Tudor's going to leave himself vulnerable, but he gets a little bit squirrely, so that means that FBGR has the run. The stop go, 10 seconds for cutting. Who is that? Not too sure, but let's go back 10 seconds. And we are using the slipstream to pull ahead there of Paul Trevi up into 15th. Kiki Mack, Jonathan Clifford. Also very close now. Will Kiki try and go down the inside? Oh, it's very close. A little bit of door rubbing, that is totally fine. Oh, and well, let's have another look at that. Oh, I feel like Kiki Mack could have potentially used a little bit more of that curb. I feel like there was enough room on the inside there left by Jonathan Clifford, but we'll see. Back on board with FBGR, and well, there we go. There's Paul Trevi just low. Oh, is there going to be contact? No, there's not. These two. Dan Bernard. Well, after Kiki Mack's unfortunate contact, it's invited Dan Bernard to go around the way. Yes, is that Dan Bernard? It is indeed, with Benjamin King right behind them. As Dan Bernard decides to take the highway for a second there. FBGR making the move around the outside there. Nice and simple for him using the slipstream. So back on board with these three. You've got Michael Races very close to Robin Moore as well. Fights everywhere today, guys. Felix currently 0.7 behind James Perry, I think. James Perry, if he carries on with no mistakes. And that's a yellow flag. So 70s stop go 10. Coming on board with Robin Moore. Paul Trevi has got a little bit of contact there. So what happened? Oh, he's just lost it on his own by the looks of things. So back on board with Michael Races. So Robin and Michael are both catching up with Martin here. I wonder if Michael will stop trying to attack, try and use each other to catch up with Martin here to gain extra positions. We'll also keep an eye on the deltas of Jonathan Clifford, Dan Bernard and Benjamin King. So that's looking very close. Also, let's get on board and watch this three-way fight. We'll keep an eye on the deltas of Michael Races just ahead. And well, Michael Races is going on the grass again. Clearly thinking that there's more grip out there. I can tell you now that there is definitely not. And that Ferrari will definitely be faster in a straight line. There is yellow flags elsewhere. Is that a crab or thought? And these two are matching each other for top speed down the straight there. So as Jonathan Clifford leaves a bit of a gap to Dan Bernard there. And Robert Larvey is getting very close to Simon Beeg.
Pit window is closing now.
Well, it's impossible to keep track of everyone, isn't it? But we'll try. Call me David Five Eyes. Oh. As Robert tries to go around the outside and do the switch back on Simon down towards Aquaman Raleigh. Looks like Simon's got it covered for the time being. Robin Moore and Michael Races having a little dink, I think. Dink-a-dink. Oh, Robin just loses it on the sausage curbs going into Aquaman Raleigh, and well, that's the easiest position Michael Races will ever have. Back on board with Robin and Simon as they go side by side down into Regatta 1. Oh, Simon a little bit deep, a little bit of contact as well. So Simon now with the slipstream down the home straight. That Aston looks like it is away though. The Tudor High is onto the gravel, so I'm guessing he's ate a sausage curb or two. And it looks like Robin is just going to start pulling away now. Got Luca Manga. Well, that is. There we go. That's Paul Trevi carrying a lot of damage and riding those sausage curves, so that is his fight over. Buggy Tony with a yellow flag. Stop go 10. I'm guessing he's not getting out of the pits there. Dan Bernard and Jonathan Clifford currently also very close. These guys have been inseparable. Oh, and that's a little touch there. A little love tap by Dan Bernard and Jonathan Clifford. And that there is James Perry going across the line, but we're going to stay on board with Dan Bernard and Jonathan Clifford, as that is Benjamin King also getting on the action. So that's James Perry across the line in P1, you've got Felix in P2, Thomas Jack P3, you've then got these two squabbling it out for P9. So Thomas Jack P3, Robert P4, you've got Simon Beeg P5, Martin P6, Michael P7, Robin in P8, and I think these positions will hold with Jonathan Clifford in P9, Dan Bernard in P10, Benjamin King in P11. A little bit of love taps there, but love tapping is racing. So we've got Keaty Mag in P12, Crab Otho in P13, Rattiani bringing it home in the Honda in P14, Amia gained a few positions there in 15th, unless FBJR has anything to say about it. I think Amia's a little bit too far ahead now. Yes, that gap's 1.5. So we've got Avon, who must have been lapped, in P17. You've got Luca Manca in 18, Tudor in 19th, Paul Trevi in 20th, David Francesconi in 21st, you've got Ivan Grezmasov in 22nd, you've got Pagioni who stayed in the pits after his penalty in 23rd, you've got Kalamazoo in 24th, and Josh, who hasn't completed the second race. Well guys, that was a great afternoon, full of very entertaining racing. I hope you lot enjoyed it. I certainly did. Struggled to keep up with half of it, so we're hoping that season carries on like this. And yes, that is tonight's sessions complete. And we can breathe. Round 4 will be a 90-minute race, so probably not as action-packed, but if James Perry can keep up his pace tonight and give Felix a battle, then I'd stick around just for that. Well guys, it's been great to host you this evening. My name is Traction Dave, and I shall see you next week. Traction out.